Hello and welcome to the semifinals of the Jumping Jesus tournament. And I'm in it, so that's cool. And today I'm playing against my traveling buddy and best friend, Kjell. So I had one loss in the Swiss, and that was against him. So I really wanted us both to go to top 8. So I didn't give him the victory in the Swiss, but perhaps I did a few risky plays that didn't work out. But I was really happy with both of us going to top 8. But now I really want to go to the final and face Mitja. So yeah, game on. So let's take a look at the two decks. And here's my opponent's deck. Player name is Kjell, and he is bringing his lion deck. So he's not playing red, so this is a bit more controlish. I don't have a sideboard, so but yeah, it is a good deck. I remember there's a Serendi efforts in the sideboard, so we call this a Quadruple S. So that's a bit funny, but yeah, it's pretty standard. A lot of good creatures and a lot of good spells. So and I did lose to this deck in the Swiss. So let's take a look at my deck. Here's my Tropical Twister deck. So you have the mazes to stall out the board. You clear the board with drop of honey, and you deploy some big blue beaters and win. So I've been thinking some about the sideboarding here, because those lion decks are so good. So my plan is to take out Amnesia, and I'll take out the book, and an Ice Storm, and perhaps a couple of crumbles, because they don't have that many artifacts. And I put in Orgotian Pixies, a Desert, and a Fountain of Youth. So that's my game plan. Now let's get down to the match. Game number 1. You have me to the left, and here's my hand. You have 3 lands, Counterspell, Regrowth, Mamoti, a Mana Vault. So not a broken hand, but a fine hand. I'm on the play. And here is my Kjell's hand. There's a Savannah line, a Chaos Orb, Counterspell, Disenchant, and 3 mana sources. So not a broken hand, but a fine keep. And here's a turn 1 Mana Vault. So I expect Kjell is going to play a Savannah line. And there it is. So I have a Counterspell, I have Regrowth. Ooh, that wasn't in my opening hand, so very good top deck there. So from earlier experience, sometimes I've tried to be greedy with my drop of honey and make him play another creature before I deploy it, and then it's often too late. So yeah, and here's a Chaos Orb. So that's why I just played that once, because yeah, the damage adds up really fast. So there's a Counterspell and a Regrowth, at least in my hand. I need a way to deal with that Savannah line. Just pass the turn. So I'm choosing to hold up a Counterspell and not play the Regrowth. So the Savannah line attacks again. And there's a Disenchant on my Mana Vault. And we know I have a Counterspell in my hand because I showed you my hand, but I think this is a good learning spot, because when I'm thinking this long, I've given away a lot of information. So you should think this thing through before. So I have one permanent in play. What do I do if my opponent casts disenchant on it? So you should know that the answer before. And here's a time walk and response. Can respond with an ancestral recall. So that's a good play from him as well, waiting until I don't have double blue. And now I got my 4th land, so now I can play the regrowth and hold up my counterspell. So both of us is playing pretty smart here. Ooh, tapping 4. What is this? Perhaps a Suchi? And here, Hell could have used his strip mine to remove my only green source, but he have played against this deck before and he knows that the mazes are really good. Meanwhile, there was a counterspell battle over my drop of honey. And a mind twist. Oh no. So the Marmodi and the book is gone. So that was my late game. That is brutal. I think my top deck was an Amnesia. So let's see if I can draw another land. There's a Suchi. And there's the land. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom! Yay! So fun. Sarah Angel Sword, Sarah Angel Counterspell Sword. Wow. That was a brutal Amnesia. But I do have a problem. There is a 4/4 on the table. I have no permanents other than lands and no cards in hand. So I need to top deck something. If I top deck a land, Kjell has a strip mine ready. If I top deck a maze, I meant. And down to 4, no good. So let's go to game number 2. Game number 2, here's my hand. Our Goatin Pixies, drop of honey, and I'm a Hamodigen. And here's Savannah Lion, sword, counter spell. I sit in a bottle and an angel. Only one blue source, so Kjell needs another blue to cast his counter spell. But other than that, he have a very good hand. So I start out with a factory. And there's the Savannah Lion. An annoying little fellow. It has my drop of honey. And I have another drop of honey in my hand, so I can deploy it early. And there is the city in a bottle. Now that sucks for me, because I really rely on my drop of honeys here, and since I have another one in my hand, this is pretty brutal. Here's an Goatin Pixies. And a sword. So I do remember this game, because I have a Mahamodi Jin in my hand. Yeah, I showed it there. So my game plan was to try and make Kjell use his swords and find a spot where he's tapped out so I can cast it, because I'm pretty sure that he has a counter spell in his hand. So I'm going to try to play my factories out pretty aggressively. There's another one. And there I can see a counterspell in Kjell's hand. So he attacks with his lion. And once again, I'm hoping he has a sword, so I'm activating my factory. No response, and go to combat. And we trade. So now I have a... Do I have another land? Yes. So now I have 6 mana, so I could cast Marmorigin, but he is holding up double blue. Ooh, it was a strip mine. Okay, so I can't activate my strip mine and cast Marmori, so I have to wait a turn. And here's a Suchi. And he's holding up 2 blue. So if I have another card, I could play the Marmori this turn. Yeah, that's a strip mine. He's floating, so then you have to go to your second main phase. So let's do that. And here's the big dude. So now I've played around counterspell. So let's hope he doesn't have a sword, but I feel pretty confident that he didn't have a sword, since I offered my factories up a bunch of times. And here's a Sarah Angel. So that's not good. So now I can't attack, because I can attack for 5 and he can hit back for 8. So I just have to pass the turn. And that's not good, because now I'm giving him more time to top deck Sword of Plowshare. And once again, that city in a bottle is really annoying, because if I could deploy it, I could like attack 1 turn, then get hit back and deploy my drop of honey, and if you do the math right, you get a victory. Womp womp womp. And there's the sword. I don't have a counter spell. Not good at all. He attacks for 4. And there's a counter spell, or opposing at least. 1 turn too late. And a disenchant. So now I can't trade with my factory with a Suchi. Now I can attack for 8. Let's put me down to 11. I have a desert and a drop of honey in my hand. Hate that bottle. Pointing at it. There's another attack for 8. Puts me down to 3. Library of Alexandria, which I can't play. I guess this is over. Yeah, well played, buddy. And there was 2 counter spells. Alright. Good luck in the final. GG. Yeah. So Kjell won 2-0 and I'm out. I was really trying to win this tournament. It would have been cool with a first place with my Tropical Twister deck, but maybe next time. So now Kjell is going to face Mitja in the final, and that will be my next video. So we have that to look forward to. So until next time, goodbye.